We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're gonna get kicked out of being number 2, you're gonna go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
President Biden, do you support reparations?
Well, I mean, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of every 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Now, this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
We are owed $104 trillion on the very low end, plus $735 billion recurring. This number does not include the cost of about 50 Black Wall Streets that were decimated, nor compound interest from 2017 when Sean D. Rochester's book, The Black Tax, was published, nor the cost of Black life, nor the cost of living increases, nor the war on drugs, nor the current day pandemic. The number I'm working with is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives.
You know exactly who it is, family. Angela Nirvana, your hostess with the mostest on the Reparations perspective, bringing you those Freedmen hot topics and making the case for reparations, making the case for weaponizing our votes, socializing our suffering. How y'all doing, family? Welcome, one and all. I see you, Twitter space. I see you, ScrewTube. I see you, Facebook. Thank you, one and all, for joining your sister live today. Yes, sometimes your sister has to take her mental health breaks because the puckery is live and in full effect. The pressure is on. Okay? American freedmen are being squeezed from all sides, from the top of our heads to the soles of our feet. And sometimes your sister has to take a mental health break so I can come back revived and live, your hostess with the mostest over here. Okay? Now, you guys know the rules. I need y'all, as my co-host over in the ScrewTube, to keep the chat lit. And I need my Twitter space to weigh in. Okay? I'm going to take this. I'm going to chew this elephant one bite at a time, y'all. Okay? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. And what we don't cover today, we're going to pick up next Sunday is my solemn prayer. I'm trying my best not to overpromise and underdeliver. You know, I'm trying to get to y'all at least once a week. Lord have mercy. It just keeps piling on. Right, family? It is team too much out in these streets. So without further ado, let me get into it. I'm going to go for about an hour. And of course, I won't get to the comments until after the hour. But after each segment, my Twitter space can bless the mic after each little segment. And I'll see you, and I'll look to see if y'all got your hands raised, if you don't request the mic. And then at the end of that hour, we'll go and I'll read some of the more pertinent commentary from my ScrewTube co-hosts, because y'all co-hosting this show. I don't know if y'all knew that, but that's what y'all are, my co-hosts, okay? So let's get into it. Let's get the party started. I want to share this video that just had me all in a lather, y'all. Woo-wee. It was fire. This was shared by Nas over in Twitter. Nas, this is fire. Now, this video here looks dated. Now, I know y'all can't see it, Twitter space, but you'll be able to hear it. And y'all can actually, turn me on live and see, and then weigh in with your comments on the space if that's what you choose to do. Nas shared this sister here, and it was absolute fire. Now, like I said, it looks dated, all right? It looks dated to me, but it's so relevant. It's so current day. It is absolutely what my Freedmen protest voter strategy is all about. This is what it's addressing. And this sister here just said it better than I ever could. She dropped several bombs, okay? So let's get into it. Let me share. Hold on, y'all, now. Listen, I'm producer, director, creator. I wear all the hats. So please bear with me as I toggle through different spaces to actually get stuff going. All right, let me close this one out. Remove from the studio. All right. I did that correctly. I may have to remove this one from the studio too. Hold on, y'all. Woo, child, one of these days, y'all, I'm going to have me a whole crew where my show could just flow without this technical stuff, y'all. Dude, Jesus, let me remove that from the studio because it's in the way. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen. Okay, let's go over here to Twitter and check out what Nas shared with us. This loveliness. He dropped the bomb, y'all. Woo-wee. Hold on. Here we go.
The U.S., we have one rule of law.
I'm going to start that over.
We have one rule of law. I also want to talk about the 14th Amendment, which was added to the Constitution in regards to blacks being given birthright citizenship because blacks helped build this country, including the White House twice. Please do not tarnish the name of black slaves by comparing them to your plight. There's no comparison, none. Black slaves did not break into this country, okay? They were brought here against their will. Also, black slaves are not immigrants. Immigrants are people with a choice. They come here by choice. Black slaves didn't have a choice. That's offensive to me because I'm a descendant of a black slave. And trust me, Ancestry.com's work, and I can trace my people back from when they landed here on the boat. I know the village where my people came from in Africa, okay? So please do not try to get away with using that. That's very offensive. This country has been good to illegal immigrants. You have been given jobs, houses, tax money, free tax money, welfare, Social Security. They open up business for you guys, etc. I don't know of any illegal aliens who have been hung from a tree. I don't know any of them illegal aliens who have dogs been sick on. So that's very offensive for you to sit up here and allow these people to say that and get away with it, thinking people gonna feel sorry for them. That's very offensive. Okay, do the right thing. My people get 3 strikes. I have a nephew in jail now, 22 years for something he didn't do. My people commit a crime, they go to jail. Your people commit a crime, they get amnesty. It is wrong. You know what it's called? It's called apartheid, and we're not going to have it. We're not going to have a set of laws for you people and a set of laws for us. And if you can't follow the law, talking about parish, Your job needs to perish. You're getting paid with taxpayers' money, and you're misappropriating taxpayers' money when you pick up your check.
Francisco Rivera.
Did y'all hear the sister tell him, you are misappropriating taxpayers' money when you pick up your check? She was at some city council meeting reading these immigrants who sit on this council for fears. Do you hear me? She laid them all the way out with the T.I. Ruth. She told it like a T.I. is. Now, I don't know when this was taped, but like I said, it looks like a dated kind of video. But I'm here to tell you to this day, this is the very problem we are having. This immigration and the Demorats are responsible. So let's get into how do you know this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's get into this article here. Okay? This article is dated January 19, 22. Okay? I'm reading from Migration Policy Institute. Now, let me put this on the screen, y'all, and I got to go over to the other tab to read it and to weigh in as I normally do. We had a really beautiful space last night, very late. Met some beautiful people in the space, beautiful Freedmen putting in the work. I can't recall whose space it was. Good Lord, I'm everywhere, y'all, all over the place. But they asked the pertinent question. One of the sisters there asked a pertinent question about what's the difference between the repugnant clans and immigration and Joe Crow's administration and immigration. Well, I'm glad you asked. I have the perfect article to unpack it for you. Okay, so let's share the headline because I like that be immemorial in the broadcast for today. And then I'm going to jump back over and read from a separate tab. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see this and see me at the same time. Okay, let me make myself a little bit bigger because, you know, that don't have to be that big. All right, family, hold on. Let me go back. And I've got to copy this and open in a new tab. Thank you, guys. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. And if you feel so compelled, please bless the broadcast at $TRP-TV, Cash App, baby. And thank you to all of those who have contributed, whether you've done so just from showing up or whether you've done so in the kind that folds. I'm grateful to each and every one of you. Let's go back. Okay, so let's get this going. Let me copy this and do it from another screen. Copy. All right, y'all got to paste. Freedmen life, y'all. Freedmen life. All right. So y'all can see the headline. And now I can read. Biden has taken nearly 300 executive actions on immigration in his first year, outpacing Trump. Let me repeat that. That bears repeating. Biden has taken nearly 300 executive actions on immigration in his first year, outpacing Trump. So, for those of you who, even when I voted Green Party the last election cycle, called me a Trump supporter, how do you feel for what you've received in exchange for your vote? Has Joe Crow taken 300 favorable executive actions on behalf of American freedmen who delivered him in Kabami, the White House? I'll wait. Put it in the chat. Raise your hand. Folks always want to come at me and sit up here and talk about Trump because he made some racist tweets. He called Africa a shithole country. Sometimes I feel that way about them, the way they drag American freedmen. Not all. But this is what our electorate, 86%, thought was a novel idea, to replace an overt racist in office of 4 years with no record against American freedmen, with racist plural combined of 60 years, with records against American freedmen several New York City blocks long. But I'm crazy for demanding a freedmen protest voter strategy. I'm crazy for calling out immigration. I'm the xenophobe, right? Yeah, because these Demorats want you to continue to sheepwalk to these polls to your own line's peril. Moving on, President Joe Biden's Joe Crow, that's my name. They don't call him that, of course, is being criticized across the political spectrum for moving too slowly on immigration. 300 executive actions is too slow. Immigrant rights activists accuse the president of delay in unraveling hardline actions taken during Donald Trump's presidency, and conservatives are critical of what they see as inaction to rising flows at the U.S.-Mexico border. Yet as Biden reaches his first anniversary in the White House, a new Migration Policy Institute, MPI, analysis finds that he has outpaced his predecessor in the number of executive actions taken during his first year in office, making significant change in the areas of humanitarian protection, interior and border enforcement, and legal immigration. During his first 364 days as president, Joe Crow took 296 executive actions, almost a freaking action per day on immigration, as compared to 86 during Trump's first year and 472 during the entire Trump presidency. Analysts Muzaffar Krishti and Jessica Bolter write in a new article for MPI's online journal, the migration information source of Biden's 296 immigration actions, 89 have reversed or started to undo Trump policies, making clear the administration is doing more than unraveling his predecessor's policies. Me speaking. Now, what you see here is Joe Crow erasing and replacing American freedmen with their own damn vote. That's what you see in real time when you read on an article like this. Joe Crow and his request for $37 billion more to fund the race soldiers to come up into our communities and execute us with qualified immunity. Okay? So these are the heinous actions of Joe Crow, whom 86% of our electorate voted into office. This is setting, his plans are just about complete. We got this midterm and 24 to turn the Titanic around and slow down warp speed on our peril by weaponizing the vote. Okay? So I don't care what you say about Trump. Immigration hurts us. Folks are sitting up here talking to me about tangibles. No tangibles, no vote. It's reckless. It's politically lazy. Because if you don't vote, this man who gave them Joe Crow gave them 300 executive actions. Do you know they are leaning in for even more than that? They are not satisfied. They came down on Pelosi's head and told her, we want all 11 million DACA, however many millions in DACA. They want citizenship right now, not just for one, not just for two, but for all of them. And look at the way he's giving away our reparations, 40 going north, while telling us to get used to it, while telling us to be at peace with our replacement, while telling us time is up, while telling us handcuffs are white sheets. Choose. Okay? Back to the text. During his first 306, I did that part. The Joe Crow administration's actions cover a wide range of issues, greatly narrowing the number of unauthorized immigrants vulnerable to arrest. You heard the woman. They throw us in jail for crimes we never committed. We can't afford to bail out. And so we just become their not-so-new slaves in the private prison industrial complex while these immigrants, okay, flood this country with the help of Joe Crow, his administration, and his border patrol to our people's peril. These folks is coming up in here and they're murderous, just like Trump said, rapists. They're bringing in drugs. They're lacing the drugs in our communities with fentanyl. All manner of things. And they get amnesty and they lock us up and throw away the damn key. You got states turning a profit on the very weed our brothers are still on lockdown for. And y'all thought it a novel idea to elect Joe Crow and kabammy. The author of the 94 crime bill, who's got plans to bring in the Ukrainian neo-Nazis into the militia, the police forces in our communities with all the tanks and shit, all kind of stuff coming through, you see, to execute more unarmed black men, women, and children. I never even had to watch the Netflix special on the monster, Jeffrey Dahmer. But do you see what they did to our poor? Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is what they do to the poor that can't afford to escape the ghetto that was created by institutional systemic racism. That's how we got on this bottom. And these Demorats are as complicit as the Republicans who constantly talk about pull yourself up by your bootless straps after murdering our people, our ancestors, and stealing everything and giving themselves a 150-year Homestead Act to get a 500-year head start on the very freedmen, some of whom were here before the Mayflower, okay? So, back to the text. Okay, so greatly narrowing, greatly narrowing the number of unauthorized immigrants vulnerable to arrest, detention, and removal, lifting some barriers to U.S. entry and to assessing immigration benefits. You know, the ones that are homeless. I think our homeless are now 80% in the country. And they're losing their homes faster and faster with each eviction under the guise of a pandemic. I said it. That's exactly what it was. They got the unmitigated gall for Joe Crow to sit up and talk about the pandemic has ended on national TV. He said it's ended, and yet my daughter has to stay in a different dormitory and is being placed in what I believe to be like a concentration camp on her college campus out here in California. They're able to discriminate against us if we don't have that jab. Major corporations paying the big bucks are able to discriminate and insist that you be jabbed before you can even get a job interview. Those are the kind of questions they're fielding out here. But yet the pandemic is conveniently over, right? For the nation as we go into midterms. You see how it's set up to make sure we never get up off the bottom with our own damn vote. Oh, child, let me calm down. Okay, because Marjorie says she went to church. I'm not trying to mess up your Namyeho Renge Kyo. Let me try to woosa over here. But it, as I'm sure it pisses you guys off, it just gets to me, family. I'm trying to turn down, but then I say, turn down for what? Okay, back to the text. Okay, so, and to assessing immigration benefits and raising the refugee resettlement ceiling to 125,000. Haven't they pressed beyond 125,000? This was in January. Between the Afghanistanians and the Ukrainians who, oh, by the way, the Ukrainian refugees, you know, the ones that descend from neo-Nazism, they've got their employment to 50%. 50% of those who are refugees in this country are now working. While we, as American freedmen, who built the wealth all these Mickey Vickies eat from, are struggling to get employment and struggling with underemployment. You know how they like to pay us the least. Our national median income is around $35,000 now, with a national median home price of $500,000. And Bank of America wants to act like it's doing something by offering us a zero down. You can't even qualify for 100% financing if you're not balling at least 80 to 100,000. Okay, back to the text. The administration also acted to protect as many as 1 million non-citizens from deportation and to give them eligibility to apply for a work permit by expanding temporary protected status, otherwise known as TPS, for nationals from Venezuela and Myanmar, Myanmar, I don't know, Myanmar, who are already in the United States, extending TPS designations that Trump sought to terminate for other nationalities, but was blocked by the courts from carrying out, and by allowing certain victims of crime who are petitioning for a U visa to receive deferred action while awaiting their visa adjudication. Still, chaotic responses to high levels of migration at the southern border and lack of progress on two key Joe Crow campaign promises: legalization for the country's unauthorized immigrant population and rebuilding a border asylum system largely dismantled during the prior administration, have fueled public perception that the administration has done little on immigration. Ooh-wee. While most attention has focused on these unmet expectations, there can be no doubt that through large and small bore executive actions alike, the administration has advanced or changed policies in ways that have significant impact on humanitarian protection. Not freedmen, though. Ain't no humanitarian protections for American freedmen who are still being slaughtered, unarmed men, women, and children still being slaughtered since the whole world marched for George Floyd, still being slaughtered. But these policies have had significant impact on their humanitarian protections. Immigration enforcement and legal immigration, touching the lives of large numbers of immigrants, Christie and Bolter conclude. So family, that's what's up. That's what's up. That is what's happening for those of you who want to question that the repugnant clans and the Demorats both support immigration. Well, I just need to show you that there is definitely one party far more invested in erasing and replacing us, and it's the one that our electorate has been voting for since FDR. Not the repugnant clans. And this is why both parties hate Trump. And what we've got to learn to do, family, is to learn to despise what the Demorats love and to love what the Demorats despise. If they voting and they happy about an Obama, they happy about Michelle Obama, they happy about Kabami, they happy about Warnock, they happy about Stacey Abrams, they happy about Wes Moore. Your job, American freedmen, is to detest it and to weaponize your vote. Okay, that story's finished. I don't see no hands over here. ScrewTube co-host, I'll be over there momentarily. Let me flow with it right now, and then I'll come see what y'all have to say about it. Okay? I can't be here long. I'm going to go take my Chicago-style stepping classes, y'all. I'm actually gearing up for competition next year. Yes? Freedmen, listen. Y'all need to balance your advocacy work. You need to take your me time. You need to take care of yourself. You need to hydrate. You need to work out. You need to do things that help you de-stress. You really must do it for long life, okay? So let me stop sharing this one and move on to the next, because folks are celebrating. Oh, I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one next. Where's that one where he's wanting $50 million to feed the immigrants while our people go hungry and homeless? Let me find it, y'all. Welcome to the live. Please like, share, subscribe. Turn on your notifications, family. Yeah, this is the one that needs 1 million subs, all right? We are out of time. Y'all need to make this channel go viral. I know y'all afraid, but guess what? Think about the ancestors. Were the ancestors scared? Hell to the no, no, no. They pressed on till the victory was won. They were fearless, and they didn't have social media, okay? They didn't have these advantages to reach the masses. You got to use what God gives you. And that's what I'm doing over here. So here we are, Democrats, the Demorats, I affectionately call the Democrats the Demorats. The Republicans are the repugnant clans with 3 Ks, okay? Democrats are demanding an extra $50 million for food for illegal immigrants. Let me show y'all how they climbing the wall, y'all. Woo-wee. Hold on, y'all. Let me start. I got to share the title. We got to have it in memorial. When we talk about these people, it's got to be memorialized in this broadcast, okay? Stand by, family. I got to share the headline, then I'll read it from another screen. Let me make sure you can see it. It's nice and centered. The title is in there. I'll tell y'all where I'm reading from so y'all can go see and check what I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't think I'm making it up. God knows. Folks be like, you making that up. You got a lot of conspiracy theories. No, I don't. This is not conspiracy. This is happening in real time. We are being erased and replaced right in front of our very own eyes. But I got something for that, okay? I got something. Honey, I went to God in prayer. And when I say God, I mean the God in y'all, honey. I ain't talking about no white Neptune cat up in the sky. I'm talking about that image likeness in which you are made. Each and every one of you. But we'll get to that at the closing prayer. Let me not get ahead of myself. But I went within myself. And I said to my inner Christ, you know, Christ, Angela, Nirvana, what in the world am I to do? How am I supposed to guide my people? Give me the answers, because clearly the strategy we got last election cycle has failed us epically, okay? Clearly that's failed us. Hold on, y'all. Where'd it go? Did I lose it? Oh, that thing is still up. What happened to my article? Hold on, y'all. Let me stop sharing this again. It took me to the one I did not want. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, what was I to do? I had to ask my inner Christ Nirvana. And she said, girl, if you don't go out here and show these people how to weaponize this vote, this is what you do. Close these borders until Pharaoh lets your people go. You can't have immigrants in your country that your ancestors built, making you bottom caste permanently. That's not how any of this is going to work. Not for the Christ Nirvana. It is not. Okay? Y'all, I think it, oh Lord, I think it removed it. Just a second, y'all. Let me find it again. Lord have mercy. Oh, child, I can't wait to get somebody that knows how to do all this technical stuff. I just want to run my mouth. I was born to talk. 50 million illegal immigrants. Good Lord, it wiped it completely out. Under Biden, 50 million illegal immigrants. Oh, God. Wait, hold on, y'all. 50 million to feed illegal immigrants. Okay, here we go. Let's try this one more again, y'all. Okay, let me share it with y'all. Share screen. Democrats are demanding, okay. Oh, Lord, no. No news, just, oh. Okay, can I just please get out of here? Now they want me to subscribe. Good Lord, have mercy. I hate these things. Oh, here we go. It's an X right there. Okay, let me see here. Can y'all see that? Okay, there it is. Let me make sure it's centered so y'all can see the title. Y'all see him climbing the walls, don't y'all? Y'all see him climbing the walls. There we go. So let me copy this. and read from the next tab, y'all. Oh, Lord. We got homeless and hungry, but the Demorats are concerned about feeding the illegals, which means breaking the law. We be under the jail. Okay. So let's go. Now, I'm reading this from the National Pulse. Hold on one second. All these pop-ups. This is dated August 29th of this year. Amidst ongoing food supply chain issues and shortages in the U.S., House Demorats introduced a bill that would designate an extra $50 million for food programs for migrants, in addition to a baseline of $150 million. But there's no money for reparations, right? Oh, yeah, I'm leaning in. The bill HR 8725, I feel a call to action coming on, y'all, was sponsored by Representative, get this, Representative Eleanor Norton, a Demorat, representing the District of Columbia on August 16th, and has since been referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Did you hear the words that just came out of my mouth? This is an American freedman. Well, she's black. I don't know if she's freedman black or black immigrant, to tell you the truth, because y'all do know that as the American freedmen are retiring from Congress, they're replacing them with black immigrants. Yet another reason to weaponize your vote. Anyway, if enacted, the proposal would provide supplemental appropriations for the Emergency Food and Shelter Program to provide humanitarian relief for migrants and for other purposes, according to the bill text. Quote, there is appropriated out of any amounts in the Treasury not otherwise appropriated, $50 million to remain available until expended for the Federal Emergency Management Agency Federal Assistance account, proposes the bill. Excuse me, aren't they having lead water issues in, oh Lord, there's so much going on. I want to say Mississippi. Aren't they having issues with hurricanes down there in the South? Didn't Ira or somebody blow through there and wreck a whole community of American freedmen down there? Aren't they still having issues with the water in Flint? Aren't they having housing issues? Aren't they having hunger issues? Aren't American freedmen having these issues? And yet Eleanor Norton, a black woman that should be doing this kind of bidding for our reparations, is sitting up here wanting to expend 50 of 150 million earmarked for illegals to eat. The funds would be available to the emergency food and shelter programs for purposes of providing shelter and other services to families and individuals encountered by the Department of Homeland Security. Ain't this about a blip? So Joe Crow sends close to $1 trillion to the Ukrainian neo-Nazis to fight his war with Russia, right? And now we got someone that's black wanting to make sure the Department of Homeland Security gets to eat, gets provision before American freedmen get reparations, before American freedmen get housing, before American freedmen get equitable education, before American freedmen are paid an American wage, before American freedmen are business owners and have their own American freedmen towns akin to Chinatown, right? This is what your vote is doing, freedmen. I will never listen to another dum-dum. I will always consult the Christ Nirvana to figure this out. Because I voted for this Mickey Ficky, not the Joe Crow and the Kabami. That was green on top. I voted for this Congress that is undermining us at every turn they get. I feel as bad about this vote as I do about having voted for Obama. Lord have mercy. Forgive me, y'all. Oh, the Emergency Food and Shelter Program, EFSP, has already received, drum roll please, $280 million in funding for its operations throughout 2022. $280 million, and we're constantly being told we don't have the money to make American freedmen whole. And you got folks running around here having a fire sale on our reparations as if $14 trillion is sufficient. That's a down payment. Stop it with this bullshiggity. Our reparations exceed 6.2 quadrillion. Because the reparations I'm fighting for is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives. I don't care how much scholarship you've got. Don't you let nobody convince you that 14 trillion makes us whole. If you want to close the egregious racial wealth gap, you got to start at 200 trillion. And ain't nobody asked nobody to stroke us a check right now today for $1 million apiece. That's what I'll settle on. That's not what we're owed. You can do it over the years. $280 million in funding for its operations throughout 22. The sum was broken down into $130 million for U.S. citizens and $150 million for migrant families and individuals encountered by DHS. Did y'all get $150 million? Did y'all get any piece of $150 million? And this is what I hate. They earmark it for U.S. citizens. When we're on the bottom, thanks to the Demorats. They got a trifecta right now, and they talk about executive orders for damn illegals. Let me find that article. Stand by, y'all. I jump around. Forgive. Biden to sign executive order giving illegals citizenship. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, it's worse than that. This is January 21. Biden to offer legal status to 11 million immigrants. Biden's plan would grant millions of immigrants interim status for 5 years, including work authorization and the ability to travel abroad. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find the current article where he said he was going. President Biden signs executive orders and releases new. Hold on. Okay, guys, I've got to go and search for that article, and I'll bring it to you next week. I'll stick a pin in that one, okay? Because I don't want to belabor fishing it out. And, of course, Google is not bringing it up when I need it most. And we don't have time. I got about 15 minutes more I can talk. Okay, for migrant families and okay. Yeah, you're going to set aside. This is what I'm talking about, how class-based policies don't fix American freedmen, family. Don't fall for the trick bags. Class-based policies do not fix American freedmen. And that's how these Demorats get y'all. I'm going to move on to Newsom in a second after I finish this article. And Newsom in this veto. And tell you what my third eye is telling me, okay? It seems really, really good, right, family? But we can also be getting played right now. I'll unpack it. Just give me a minute. Representative Norton's bill. This reminds me of Joe Coon Clyburn. How he gave the Catawba Indians who enslaved us, right, casinos and land tax-free. Do y'all know some of these Indians are making about $30,000 a month? Some of these Cherokees are making about $30,000 a month from those casinos and free land. And while I'm on the subject of land, okay, Killer Mike, you need to shut up at that Revolt Summit, because unless they go give us the land up under our housing, I don't know any of us that's going to go into farming to work that land. You can't just give us land without the means to cultivate the land. That land could be barren, any number of things. And where are they going to get the money from if all you focus on is land? I am for cash. I don't want no more programs that you can give away with the left and give with the left and take away with the right to give to immigrants, white women, LGBTQI, XYZ. Run me my money, direct deposit. Because ain't nobody in this day and age gonna work the land. I don't believe y'all want to be farmers. And if you want the land, make you whole enough economically in your cashola, in your direct deposits, you go out there and buy as much land as you want. I want what the value of that land is in my bank account. I want the land up under my property. If I want to build a hotel or whatever I want to do, restaurants, whatever I want to do, I could do that. But please don't just be on land. No, cash, cash, and more cash. Some folks just need to sit down and shut up. They getting in the way. Trying to make sure we get set up with stuff that they can easily give away. How's that Freedmen Bank Forum working out for any one of y'all? Huh? Kabami and Yellen was over there at the Freedmen Bank Forum enriching immigrants. Has anyone, do y'all know any freedmen that's benefited from all the money they gave out at the Freedmen Bank Forum? I'll wait. So Representative Norton's bill appears to apply specifically to migrants who come into contact with DHS as opposed to including American citizens. Under the Joe Crow White House, illegal immigration into the U.S. has skyrocketed, with many migrants attempting to enter the U.S. via the porous southern border. Oh, I've already showed y'all on the archives how the Border Patrol is letting them in. Not the black ones so much. But they got Mexican Border Patrol letting whites and Mexican Border Patrol allowing the Mexican illegals in. You can't make this stuff up. With many migrants attempting to enter the U.S. Okay, the $50 million would likely go towards these individuals who've already received taxpayer-funded health care and cross-country flights. Do y'all know any American freedmen getting free taxpayer-funded health care? If that were the case, we wouldn't have been dying the most from COVID, right? If they were giving us taxpayer-funded health care, would we have died as many? I swear, within my own family of friends, including my late mother, 12-10-22 from that hot damn booster. I think we lost a good 15 people during the pandemic. That's never happened in my whole entire life. So they get taxpayer-funded health care, cross-country flights. I've shared in other videos how Joe Crow was smuggling in these illegals on night flights and carrying on. Just look at the archives. I can't do that story over. The decision to allocate an additional $50 million to migrant services also follows shortages of common household items and food products, such as baby formula, plaguing U.S. citizens, with forecasts suggesting the shortages will intensify. It also follows the rampant inflation under the Joe Crow administration, causing a considerable increase in demand for food banks across the U.S. So y'all hear what's going on, family? This is what our vote has done to us, mine included. That's why I said ours, but no more. I got the solution. Stick around. So let me stop sharing this. I'm going to share one more, and then we're going to read comments. My Twitter space looks like they're chilling. Oh, they got 9 comments. I'll read their comments too. Welcome to the live. Please like, share, subscribe. Turn on your notifications, okay, family? Thank you. Okay, let me stop this one. Stop this screen. Let's get into what Newsom did. We just cheering and applauding all over this place, right? Super excited about the veto of AB 2296. Family, just don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's all I can say to that. Well, that's not all. Is it ever all with me? Absolutely not. It's never ending with me. Okay, let me find my article. Lord have mercy. Border apprehension. Here's race. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is my letter. Okay. All right, now this letter, we are super excited. For those of you who are new to the space and don't know why everyone's just turning somersaults. Long story short, we've been at task force hearings for about 18 months now. And as we were marching our way to lineage-based reparations, task force member Reginald Jones Sawyer, council member, okay, here in Southern California, decides to get a bill passed with all the Demorats signing on to delay our reparations until 2024 and to be able to replace members of the task force at his discretion. Ain't that about a blip? Now, what you must understand is that Reginald Jones Sawyer, Lisa Holder, Don Tamaki, and Cheryl Grills were the 4 people that, despite Dr. Shirley Weber telling them her reparations was intended for American freedmen, if we gave it to all blacks, we'd end up with 50 cents, her words. Even though Chemerinsky came on and said, if you do this based on race, it's going to be challenged at the Supreme Court because that's what these white glacier donkey wanton supremacists have done. They've made this country about race and then took away our right to sue their white asses relative to race-based treatment, relative to racism, relative to anti-Freedmen racist sentiment and actions. So Chemerinsky came and said, listen, if you do it this way, it's going to be challenged in the Supreme Court because you no longer have the right to sue based on race. So we got busy. The contemporary reparations grassroots movement all over the country, with CJAC's lead, they put together a beautiful campaign, shout out to CJAC, to defeat AB 2296. That's what they did. And I floated it out practically daily. My Twitter space, my Twitters, my Racebook family, my Twitter space tribe, my Twitter tribe, my Racebook tribe, my ScrewTube tribe, y'all shared it. And y'all got to calling. And y'all got to emailing. And y'all got to tweeting. Y'all was doing the most. We leaned all the way in to get this majority Demorat 2296 defeated. Guess who was against the 2296? The repugnant clans were against it. Now, I don't know what their reasons were, but they were a no to extending the time and to being able to replace members of the task force at will. But when you 4 people and you have voted down lineage-based reparations, you're going to try the back door in order to get it done. Well, we knew it was happening. And if I have a request of CJEC, it is to get in front of this moving train before we have to ask Governor Newsom to go against his own party to veto. That's far harder than if we do our calls to actions in real time, family. Like this Eleanor Norton bill, we need a whole campaign around this call to action to defeat it. That's what we have to do. We've got to take these things over and demand what we are owed. But anywho, let me read what Governor Newsom wrote and tell you the way I see it before I go to comments. Hold on, y'all. This was dated September 29, 22. To the members of the California State Assembly, I am returning Assembly Bill 2296 without my signature. This bill would extend the sunset on the task force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans, with special consideration for African Americans who are descendants of persons enslaved in California. Clarify that reports published by the task force are within the public domain, and modify provisions relating to the removal of appointees. At the request of the author of the original legislation that created this task force, I am vetoing this bill. Sincerely, Governor Gavin Newsom. But what have I taught y'all over here? Yes, he gets a round of applause. Okay? He gets a round of applause for that. He did the right thing. But family, I want you to understand what I've been teaching y'all since 2019. Everything is political. Governor Newsom has oppressed us the worst. Here in the state of California, we're down from 17 to 3%. So he is just as guilty as Joe Crow when it comes to oppressing American freedmen. You got to consult your inner Christ, your inner Buddha, your inner Allah, whatever. It's inside of you. You got to see beyond. This is a game of chess. Yes, give him a round of applause for doing the right thing, but understand there's a whole nother agenda by Newsom. He wants to become president, family. Can you imagine, like I always say, as California goes, so goes the nation. Can you imagine the country looking like that of the state of California? Highest rates of homelessness, highest rates of unemployment, highest rates of underemployment. While immigrants get all of our taxpayer money to be made more American than us, they're the only ones that can afford these homes with a median value of about $850,000 to $1 million here in Southern California. So you can celebrate, but don't get carried away. Don't get carried away and forget everything I've taught you about the weaponization of your vote and socialization of your suffering, family. Don't you dare get amnesia, because this is designed to get you sheepwalking to the polls for the likes of Karen Bass, who's running for mayor of Little Mexico down in this piece, okay? To put Barbara Lee back in office. This is to help them during the midterms and to set him up for a victory in 24. Don't you dare fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Keep the pressure on, family. Keep the pressure on. Don't get excited. Don't turn somersaults. Don't get carried away. Reginald Jones Sawyer, who was an American freedman, should have never even come up with this bullshiggity, because he's got his ass on his back. That we, the national contemporary reparations grassroots movement, defeated them on race-based reparations. Give yourselves a round of applause. So, what's the moral of the story? Reparationist perspective? Well, I'm glad you asked. The The moral of the story is to stay on your square. The moral of the story is to do what's in the best interest of American freedmen, which is closing these borders and neutralizing our replacement immigration. The moral of the story is to move as a block. Stop infighting. Stop slinging mud. If you see someone trying to get something done, rally behind them and use whatever you do best to help them get to the victory, because each and every one of us is invested in the reparations and the flourishing of the Freedmen line. Get on code and stay on code is the moral of the story. Be more invested in your line and throw everybody else up off your tit. Our ancestors did that already. Our ancestors paid that price. They had the white children on the tit. We can let that go. They did it so we can let it go. Stop giving a damn about these people at the border. Be more concerned about our children who are being left behind. Mayor DC got the unmitigated gall to tell black children they can't return to school because they refuse that jab. They refuse that poison that took my mother out. Where are your tears for them? Where are your tears for our brothers who are being gunned down? Unarmed brothers, unarmed sisters, unarmed babies being gunned down. The moral of the story is don't be like your Crayola white supremacists and blame your own people for their oppression by design of institutional systemic racism from the time we were sold into slavery by the Arabs and the Africans to come over to these shores. Stop blaming them for black-on-black crime and murder. And get in there and fight on their behalf. That's a cry for help. They've been rendered without education. They've been rendered without a two-parent household. These immigrants, these black ones, come over here with their families intact. Let me write that down. Oh, where's my pen? I'm going to have to look back at this. I ain't got time to write it down. Okay? They come over here with their families intact. They come over here as descendant of slave traders. They come over here with British education. While this country has intentionally destroyed black family with the war on drugs, now war on poverty. So the moral of the story is to stop disparaging them and do what you can to help. Whether it's giving them a meal, giving them some clothes, going in there and teaching them how to love themselves. To whom much is given, much is required, family. The moral of the story is stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. The moral of the story is recognize a grift when you see a grift. All of this is political theater. They are playing with our lives, telling us that they can't make us whole while they make immigrants and refugees whole. The moral of the story is love yourself and love your people. And don't give a damn. Say it loud, you're Freedmen proud. The moral of the story is to only vote for closed border candidates and the vetted reparations candidates, not the ones grifting off of reparations, the ones that is true to this. That's what you need to be voting for, closed border and vetted reparations candidates. Party be damned, to neutralize our most imminent threat and replacement immigration. The moral of the story is we are out of time. The moral of the story is weaponizing, seeking tangibles from a party that's clearly show you ain't got nothing coming until until you bring them to their knees for several election cycles. The moral of the story is repugnant clans don't owe you nothing. You ain't been their loyal lapdog since FDR. Stop it with no tangibles, no vote. It's reckless. That's the moral of the story. The moral of the story is if you stay your ass at home, you are politically lazy. If you don't grow the backbone and the cojones of the ancestors who knew when to leave the repugnant clans for the Demorats for a smidgen of civil rights. Hello, boomers who benefited and didn't secure the gate. We got to not only get this, we got to secure the gate. We got to put the gate up. I see the request. I'm coming to you. Let me finish this little bit of rant and I'll come straight to you. Listen. All of this little fights between different tribes out here is because our youth feel abandoned by the Gen X, by the boomers. So this fight is forever till death do us part. And you wouldn't be here if you're in a Christ, you're in a Buddha, you're in Allah, didn't call on you to get in this fight. You have been chosen. It won't let you rest. And we're not going to let the idea called reparations go until it blesses us. But we got to play our part. We got to get over being afraid of these repugnant clan boogeymen. Folks telling me, oh, they're going to put an end to Social Security. Oh, they're going to re-enslave us. Stop it. Was that going on under Trump? He didn't do me nothing. And guess what? Everybody was miserable. Not just Freedmen. Whenever these Demorats have a trifecta, we're the only ones in distress is the moral of the story. So we, Gen X, cannot afford to let the millennials down. When they ask us to help them push their initiatives on our platforms, let's be there for them. Let's help them. Let's use our voices in our spaces to help them succeed, to help them win. When the white media tries to paint their security out to be immigrant-hating armed militia, that puts a target on their backs. We got to come in and call the bullshiggity out. I'm hopeful that they'll come on my broadcast so we can talk about it. I'm really not going to use this time that I've got left. I'm already 8 minutes over my rant. Final words, family. We must weaponize the vote and socialize our suffering. Let me take the request on the line. Stand by. Approve. Hi, Rella. Okay, family, hold on. Rella, just a second. Let me get back. Bless the mic, sis. Thank you. Can y'all hear her? Oh, Lord. Rella. Oh,
I'm here. I didn't even request the mic. Can you hear me? This Twitter space is so weird. I was just in the listener mode. All I can say is it's go time. It is go time. Like we are behind the 8 ball. I know a lot of people are probably watching Sunday night football or getting ready to watch football and stuff. And y'all remember when that whole boycott happened with the football and what's his name?
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. We must have forgot that situation happened, and yet reparations to me was an even greater thing. But yet we are watching the NFL games or watching football games, right? And again, not even coming together and strategizing in our counties and our communities. Sunday should be the days that we actually are gathering and we are strategizing.
Sister Rella, you dropped the mic right there, baby. That's you blessed the mic. You're right.
I'm just gonna put it out there because if we don't get it in our heads to understand that we are all out here hurting. I am not the only one.
Amen.
That's sitting around here struggling in this financial genocide. I'm not the only one that's sitting around here dealing with, heartache and having our kids being abused in school and indoctrinated and forced to do things and pushed around in a community. All of us are going through it, but somehow the moment the NFL starts or something that we like, we don't seem to disconnect. We are literally in a genocide happening before our eyes.
In real
It's
time.
like entertainment has taken over. It caused everyone to just forget the fact that we got shit going on.
Yep.
I was supposed to be down in Atlanta at the summit, but Virginia had issued emergency. I didn't want to be on the road by myself, so I didn't go. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't be the only one happening.
Amen to that,
that should not be the only
brother.
one happening.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And when you got 30 pull-ups you can associate with, I just found out about the pull-ups. I think some of the problem was I thought the pull-up was Nordos down here in California when she pulled up on the Mexicans. So when I heard the term pull-up, that's what I associated with. But apparently there were 30 other pull-ups happening, and I'm just now learning about it.
I'm gonna drop this last nugget, and I'm gonna land it right here.
Okay.
In regards to the pull-ups,
yeah.
All the arguments going across Twitter about who did what, and somebody said something about who. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter whether you like the people or you don't like the people, or you like the people on the stand at the Revolt Summit. At the end of the day, if you don't get your shit together, and I'm speaking to myself too as I'm saying this.
Yes.
If we don't not get our SHIT together, and we do not literally overcome the elements that seem to distract our gaze, then we are not going to make it. We have conversations about, social issues between Black men and Black women. Deal with those things in your individual circles. Deal with those things in the circles that you create. Do not allow those things to literally destroy the collectivism that has to happen. It is important. I don't care if somebody's on a stripper pole or a man is he out here bumming it outside. The man who's homeless needs support and financial stability. The mother with children needs support and financial stability. The single family, the family that have a 2-parent household that's struggling, they need support and financial stability. We have to be able to get to a point where we are compartmentalizing, and that we are addressing things as they come, and then we're putting them in their perspective bank and keeping it moving. I don't give a shit who you don't like in these Twitter streets. I don't care who you don't rock with. If you rock with reparations, repair, redress, covering, that is what you need to learn. If you have not heard that word, the term is covering.
Come on, sis.
You have to be learning. You got to get into a point where you learn how to cover each other. That is in your immediate families. A lot of y'all people in here probably don't even talk to certain family members no more, or family members are not even communicating anymore. Get that shit under control. It's time. Okay,
girl,
because we can't keep having every time I go down social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or wherever, people tell me, I cut off this chick, I cut off that friend, I don't talk to them no more, and you gotta just get rid of X, Y, and Z. If you have not maintained or learned the ability how to repair and heal in your relationships, I'm not saying hold on to people who are doing harm to you. The goal is do no harm. If there are people doing harm to you, yes, move out of the way. Use your intelligence, your foresight, your eye. Hone into that. But at the end of the day, for things that are minute, that you can basically have a conversation about, and you can heal in that conversation and keep it moving, do that. So we can start paying attention to all these daggers that are coming to us. The media, social media, our children in these streets. We have so many things that we have to protect ourselves from. We cannot do it alone. You can't. You can't. It's proven. We are in this situation, proven to show division. What did the house divided will fall? That shit is for real.
That's real.
Lincoln probably got that shit from one of our ancestors.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna lay it there, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, like, get your shit together. If you're having conversations about football and it don't include reparations and redress, you might have a problem. So,
Sister Rilla,
thanks for inviting me. I didn't even know how to mic it. I didn't even request it.
Well, honey, you clearly needed to bless the mic, sis, because that was sheer fire. Thank you for your contribution to the broadcast. You've been memorialized on this one. And family, if y'all got anything else to say, please weigh in. I'm going to read through these comments that I've been...
Don't forget about the OMB listening sessions. They are on and going, and please get plugged in.
Absolutely, and they are totally lit. You know, yeah. I'm on the train with CBAC and CAP, and you know, everybody's kind of got their idea about the way this is going to be, you know, in terms of how we want to be recognized. But I'm on the train of Black or African American as our race, and American freedmen as our ethnicity. Okay.
I'm with you. So listen, look, we all got a car to build, and whatever car is built, somebody needs to just get in that. The car it's big enough for everyone to jump in.
Yes, and so I am going to be bringing concerned Black American citizens. I'm just waiting. I was in there. I got the link, and I was able to record what happened at the OMB listening session for CBAC. It was just epic. Don Page was off the chains and off the chart, but I got to get permission before I can air it. And I'm going to be coming to you guys on December the 15th. Y'all know it's gonna be fire. You know it's gonna be lit.
Well, let me know, because I haven't scheduled mine yet.
Oh my gosh, Sister Rella, let me know if you want me to record yours. I'm happy to do it. You just have to send me a link. I'm happy to record yours. Congratulations, sis. Oh no, Freedmen are in there strong. No matter what you think about race and ethnicity, we have taken over the calendar. Okay, we are.
All right.
I mean, the National Reparations Grassroots Movement is moving. Y'all are just my tribe, and I love y'all. Freedmen strong.
Well, you know, Angela, we got to make sure we give you your flowers as well. Thank you so much for answering the call.
Thank you, sis.
Just being a willing spirit. You know, sometimes this is a thankless work, and I say this all the time, regardless of where you are economically. And I feel that we need to acknowledge one another.
Yes,
that we see each other. And I want you to know that I see you. I've seen you. And not just you physically, but I see your spirit. I see your heart. And I appreciate all that you do, all the sacrifices that you are giving. So thank you.
Honey, I receive your kind words, and I return them a millionfold. Thank you so much for seeing me, sis. Thanks to each and every one of you. I would not be at 1,100 subs without that kind of love that Sister Rella just intimated. You guys don't know what it means. You know, I was wanting to bring Secure the Tribe on to share with them about how I've been through it. Lots of y'all that have been here since I've been here know that I had a whole super PAC destroyed by a couple of leaderless leaders whose names I won't even dignify with a mention anymore because I've moved on. But I'm here to tell you, if it wasn't for y'all continuing to speak into me about the importance of my voice in this space, my God, I would have just given up, because I feel like I'm sure Secure the Tribe is feeling like giving up. And I want to encourage you, if you're out there, I thought I saw Yaya in the space. I want to encourage you, sis, the people I love that were my tribe's people, until a leaderless leader chose to drag me in my super PAC when I was trying to get reparations candidates elected, those same people turned on me. Yes, sis. So I know what it feels like to be nailed to the cross. I know what it feels like to be in your 50s and just learning how to advocate and just learning the ropes, and people put you up against the ropes and slandering your name. I'm here for you, sis. I understand because I've been through it. But my mama always said, what don't kill you, make you strong. And I have arisen from these ashes like the phoenix I've always been. And those who have always been in support followed therewith. Okay? So please, I understand where you're at. But what other people think about you is none of your business, darling. When God called you, that makes you and God a majority, darling. That's all you need. Take it from someone who knows. Me and inner Christ nirvana, we are a majority. And when God says go, the people will follow. The people will follow. I can promise you, Yaya, if you out there and you hear me, my love, do know that a weeping comrade do it for a night, but joy always come in the morning. You pick yourself back up and you do it all over again. And this time, come to the Reparations perspective and share all about it, because I am happy to share what any of you are doing all over the country. You got a place here, and you've got an advocate here, and you've got an activist here, and you've got a lover of American freedmen in the Reparations perspective. I'm going to be here to lift you up. I'm going to be here to ensure you win. And let me tell you something. This tribe may be, small. We may be 1,100 small, but they shows up. They show up when Angela Nirvana TRP sounds the alarm. They have never failed me. So come and rely on those of us over at the TRP. They know what time it is. This is a space for like mind and spirit and like fight. This is the tribe that you want to roll with. And you gotta, I done been through a few tribes, family. Y'all, if you hear me. I done been through, they know, I done been through a few tribes. And then I had to find my own voice and know that my own voice is sufficient. Know that it's adequate. Know that when the inner Christ Nirvana give me a charge, I'm okay to move out, and I will attract like-minded spirit to make it go viral or make it do whatever it's going to do. But don't you dare allow people that are dragging your good name for such an accomplishment as what you and Secure the Tribe did with your pull-ups. Don't you ever let them defeat your efforts or put you down in a way that you don't rise from these ashes, darling. Take it from somebody who knows firsthand. And now I got my tribe, and folks jump on and they share and they love the content and they love to be my co-host. It's just rich when you get beyond your hurt feelings, okay? All right, so BB is over here. I see you, loves. Being casual causes you to become a casualty. Les Brown, take heed and action now. I'm just reading through some of the more pertinent. I've been flashing them on the screen while Sisterella bless the mic. Root Trackers, I see you. Baby, I owe you a return call. The struggle is real. Keep voting. Root Trackers, Yaira says, keep voting blue no matter who, and put us into permanent underclass faster than 2035. We've been second for years. Now we're going to be fourth, maybe fifth. We will be done. Yaira, we're already done. We are out of time, sis. We ain't got to 2035. We ain't got to 2053. It started with Obama's recession and the plummeting of the real estate market when he chose to bail out Wall Street and the banks and refused to put audits and regulations on the bank. And that's when we lost over 50% of our wealth, our homes. My home was spared. Praise be to God. My home was spared, but they tried it. They dragged me through a 2.5-year loan modification process and then tried to foreclose on me. And then there was a federal settlement. There was a lawsuit where folks sued the major banks for wrongful foreclosure. That rendered a $25 billion settlement. And God took over from there. I was caught up in the rapture and I got a permanent principal loan reduction that slashed my mortgage less than half. Won't he do it? Won't she do it? Won't the Antichrist Nirvana do it? Okay? So I was spared. But we are already on the bottom. When you look at the archives, Yaira, you will see me show you how we're about 35,000 national media income. The Hispanics who just got here, according to Louis Pasteur, who was thanking Kabami and Yellen for the 80 million they blessed his bank with down in North Carolina for them to take over North Carolina. They got more than we got at the Freedmen Bank Farm. They just got here. Okay? So all of the ways in which they're continuing, the examples from this broadcast and the prior ones have shown you that we are already fourth or fifth. Ain't no coming. It's here. And so we're in the fight of our very lives to get up off this bottom. And I'm telling you, we're already at war with our own government at every branch. Please don't think you're not at war. Your government has declared war on you since you were traded into slavery. And we're still here, and they're very resentful of that. They know our power. They fear us when we're not like them. We're not the brutes they are. They fear what we will do when we're made whole. They want this to go away. And so they're trying to make it go away by way of abortion, by way of the gender wars, by way of Hollywood. Celebrating the Dahomey women is like celebrating Hitler. My people are from Benin, okay? So they're using everything. These dreadful rap lyrics that have just been decriminalized by Governor Newsom down here. All of this is pandering for the vote for the midterms. Now, I don't know if it should be a crime for rap lyrics, but I do believe it is criminal to genocide our people with your rap lyrics. That I do believe. These lyrics are diabolical. They make my ears bleed. These lyrics are genocidal. Do you hear the Jews and any of these other groups having lyrics as diabolical as the lyrics that you hear from our children and adults? You know? And not everybody's having that lived experience. They're doing what's selling. And this is another way to genocide our people. And guess who get rich in the process? The Jews who own the music industry. The Jews who own the movie industry. They're the ones that get rich when we don't move as a block and boycott the fictionalization of our diabolical history. The fictionalization of our never-ending Holocaust. And no, I don't want to see African immigrants, Idris Elba, playing in our iconic roles, playing in our iconic storylines. You can't convince me a descendant of slave traders, an African or Caribbean, can perform a role that's designed in Freedmen life better than a Freedmen performer. You can't convince me that they're better than someone with a lived experience. Prior to my daughter, I was in the arts. And I did that from the baby toe. I did it from experience. Y'all know I was hellified, might even return. Producing it my damn self so I can tell the truth. We'll see. I got a lot of living left in this second best half of my life. So yeah, family, the Demorats have successfully made us bottom cast. We are fourth or fifth right now. We are 35,000 median national income. The Hispanics are around 45,000. The white folks are around 75,000. And the Asians are around 95,000. That makes us fifth. Wait. That makes us fourth. This fight is to prevent from becoming the permanent bottom cast. That's what this broadcast and this channel is designed to do. Weaponize the current events to keep the gas on case for reparations and the case for the weaponization of our vote. Okay, let's move on because I'm at 1:30. I got a good 30 minutes to go through more comments. Yaira says that Joe Crow told them Florida evacuees, the number one thing they can do is to take the global decision. What? I don't even know what that means, Yaira. Please unpack that. Hi, Marjorie. Well said, Angela. Thank you. Enough said, Sister Angela. You know it. I don't know what I said. I done said so much. Hi, Wyvok Info. I see you, my love. Y'all, some of these people in this chat over here on ScrewTube, they come in and sit with me for 16 hours of the task force hearings. We be getting it in over here, don't we all? It's rich. I don't know if they are in their cars while they're on their jobs in the bathroom stalls. These are my co-hosts. They are solid gold. I love y'all, Black and Strong. But they be in here 2 days. We be going hard from 9 to 5, sometimes 6. They've been here for 18 months, y'all. I love them so much. Let's see here. BB says, revoke the vote. Those not willing to implement policies for freedmen, descendants, protection, and upper mobility must go now. Well, revoke the vote. I'm not sure that means exactly, BB. If that's anything in the neighborhood of withhold the vote, that's not what I'm pushing over here, my love. I am pushing to show up to these polls in Obama-style numbers, okay? We've got to close these borders, and we got to weaponize the Republicans to do it. I'm sorry. I know it's a bitter pill to swallow. You better grow the backbone and the cojones of your ancestors. You must do it. You must do it for your babies and your babies' babies and your babies' babies' babies. This is what we must do. If we ever expect tangibles from the party, the only party that owes us, the Demorats, we must bring them to their knees for several election cycles. Oh, it's going to be a war, but guess what? Aren't you tired of being the only one at war? I kind of like that Trump hated everybody. Hey, Trump wasn't starting wars with Russia, spending $1 trillion in our reparations. Trump wasn't giving our reparations and protections to immigrants, illegal nor illegal. Okay. Trump was keeping this immigration piece under control. His ICE border was going up. His ICE border patrol was going up in the jails down here and dragging people out and deporting them. I've shared in archives where the people were literally afraid to try it under Trump. They were like, we weren't even going to try to come over that border. Now with Joe Crow in office, it's over 2 million. He ain't been in office, what? Has it been a year? I think, yeah, maybe 18 months or so. I think he's going on 2 years in office by now. Woo, child, and 24 can't get here fast enough. So, yeah, weaponize the vote. You can't, tangibles, you ain't got nothing coming if you keep giving it away for free. How you going to teach them anything when they can say on the campaign trail, they ain't doing nothing specific for us, and 86% of our electorate go out here and vote this bullshiggity. Y'all got me mixed up. It won't be me. I'm going to hold my nose, and I'm closing these borders down here. And y'all would behoove you before you become 3%. Hello, those of you who think you comfortable in these predominantly black-run cities where you ain't got no power. It would behoove you to invoke the Freedmen protest voter strategy. I know I can't win out here, but guess what we can do? When we defect from the Demorats and they see us filing independent, and when they see the numbers go up in the numbers I'm praying and believing God for in terms of support for these closed border candidates, which are predominantly Republican, you don't think they're going to be ready to have a conversation? You think they're going to keep inviting Pan-Africans to get in the way of our reparations at the federal level? Hell, TRP might even get an invitation to the White House. Hi, Tanya, baby. I see you, Tanya Fowler. Okay. Okay. Pi 180 says, your intuition is on point. Thinking the same about the veto. It's a good thing right now, but we must watch carefully. Pi 180, we here, baby. We here. You got to open up your third eye and see the puckery going on. Don't fall for the banana, y'all. They giving immigrants cash, says Diane. I want cash also. Oh, yes, they are. That's our reparations. And guess what? Every one of us that voted blue, no matter damn who, whether you did dim down ballot as you were ill-advised, or whether you did Joe Crow and Kabami too, because that was another thing. Folks didn't understand Democrat down ballot, and they went from the top of the ticket all the way to the bottom. Woo, child, the ghetto. Oh, Lord. Anywho, yeah, we got to keep an eye on all of it. It will be weaponized against us, family, if we don't keep a watchful eye. Freedmen would use the land for taxes like in Chicago. Okay, yes. Well, you know what? That's an idea, Diane. The Bruce family. You guys know of the historic Bruce Beach that was returned to the Bruce family after 100 years? When these Mickey Thicky Glacier donkeys took it from them by the way of eminent domain, they just getting rich right now because the city has leased that property and now they paying them checks to the Bruce family. So yeah, we could do it that way. But I don't want to be a farmer. Let me be clear. And I don't mind land, but I love cash. Let me decide how I want to spend my money. I don't need nobody deciding that for me, okay? I don't want you giving me land that's barren, cash and land, okay? Yeah, cash and land, but not just land, not just policy, all of it. I want legislation. I want enforcements of our protections. I want an anti-Freedmen defamation league. I want all of that. But oftentimes cash is left out of the conversation. That's why I've got to stress that. Taxpayer paid attorneys waiting at the border. Ooh, wee! Ooh, child, don't make me any more mad. I'm already hotter than fish grease. I see you, ETM Media. I'm in the mass media group, y'all. Go over there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Turn on your notifications. My brother Umoya and Kim are doing wonderful things on that channel. Sometimes I'm even a guest. I couldn't today because I was trying to figure out how to get the fire intro and outro scheduled to run the show. I'm still struggling a little bit, but I see some light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Umoya. It's just beautiful and rich, and I love it, and love it some more. So sometimes y'all can catch me as a guest over on his broadcast. He needs to come over here. Him and Kim Mims. They need to come over here. These are some real soldiers, y'all. I love them so much. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, ETM dropping knowledge. To clarify, the bill didn't have removal of task force members until later in the process. And thanks for the big ups, fam. You're so welcome. He's absolutely right. Reginald Jones Sawyer actually amended the portion where he could remove different task force members. It came later. The first part was to delay our distress until 24. The second part was in the form of an amendment, y'all. Boy, we ain't got no friends, y'all. There's a lot of Crayola white supremacy that don't want us to get up off this bottom. You better just know it. Basically, he tried to sneak this language in at the last minute. Okay, see, all of it was foul. Even to delay our distress from being remedied for a whole nother year was foul. Yaira says, Freedmen decreased over 25% in home buying, while Hispanics increased over 75%. Make it make sense. Yaira, this is in the state of California, y'all. Freedmen decreased over 25% in home buying, while Hispanics increased over 75%. Yaira, you might have to be a co-host, sis, and come on the live and unpack that. This is unbelievable, y'all. While we get more homelessness, they were talking about taking over a Sears building of some sort and throwing all the homeless in there. That's because the majority of the homeless are American freedmen here in the state. Yaira goes on to say, I just cannot at the U.S. American freedmen. Yes, honey. They will do you in. Yaira, I can help, note, take, and be support. Let me know. Yes, sister. I need you to take notes. Thank you, so I can keep the show moving. Listen, and I need you over here as a co-host sometime. So I got to call you. I owe you, my love. Great point, Angela. Under Demorats, only U.S. freedmen are miserable. You better know it. We're the only ones in distress. Remember the days of Trump? Everybody was screaming and going wild. That's why my whole campaign is to weaponize our vote and socialize our suffering. Let's see here. Black community needs to become independent political self-interest group, unapologetically quid pro quo politics hardcore. You got that right, darling. We do have the Freedmen Party, but let me tell you something. These third parties don't have a snowball's chance in hell. They're never going to make it. You got to weaponize what's in front of you. The two-party oligarch. You can work on building another party. I'm not going to see that happen and really be of any real significance in my lifetime. I'm done throwing away my vote. It will be very intentional. Because guess what? They call me a Trump supporter anyway. Whether I vote green at the top of the ticket or not, it don't matter. Because they tell me, if you vote green at the top, you're voting for Trump. Okay, it is well with my soul. I've made peace with it. I'm not going to fight you anymore about your name calling. Fine. So my votes this time are going to be very intentional. I don't care what else you own. If you're about closing these borders, you got my vote down here in the state of California. And like I said, we need to show them these significant numbers so that they can see that they got to come correct with us. Because let me tell you who ain't quiet about what they believe they're owed. Those Hispanics ain't playing. Look at the cash they've been given, the 4-star hotels, $50 million being set aside so they can eat, health care funded by the taxpayers, and they are demanding more. Mr. Luis Pasteur says it's not enough. They want 11 million DACA to be citizens right now. Woo, child, the ghetto. Okay, U.S. Freedmen says U.S. American Freedmen Nationalist Party. I see you, family. Goes on to say U.S. Freedmen are literally an endangered species. Yes, we are, and becoming more endangered, but only we can stop that. We can stop supporting Hollywood when these Black immigrants are being cast in our iconic roles and in our storylines. Withdraw your support, family. Don't let them fictionalize you right up out of history. Don't let them sit up here and decriminalize the rap lyrics and not push for true American freedmen history to be taught to our children as early as preschool and their children. You see, they don't want them knowing what they did to us. They don't want their little white children to know what they've done to us because they want their white children to grow up to be the murderers they are. They want their white children to be able to take up the KKK robes. They don't even need the white robes no more. They walking around in plain clothes. They sitting on the benches of these courts. They are the prosecutor and the defense working on behalf of the race soldiers. Okay? They don't want their kids to take to the streets the way the world took to the streets for Mr. George Floyd. They don't want their children, their little white children, to grow up and be them white women locking arms between the blacks and the race soldiers during the George Floyd protest. They don't want their children to be conscious. They don't want their children to one day take office and give the reparations that are owed. So, like I said prior in the broadcast, in order for us to be victorious, you must detest everything the Demorats love. If they love it and they give it the green light, you run the opposite direction. That's all you need. Hello, Trump. When they go that hard in the paint, weaponizing the mainstream media, going up in Mar-a-Lago to actually raid Trump's estate, doing all manner of things to put the man in jail. That's who you should be voting for. They don't go this hard in the paint for somebody who ain't doing something right indirectly in the interest of American freedmen. I'm just telling you just the facts. You ain't got to like it, but it is what it is. Okay. Facts says American Freedmen Nationalist Party. Sports is a distraction unless you're engaging in sports for exercise. Honey, and football is something you shouldn't be doing. Boxing is something you shouldn't be doing. It's killing us. And you die a slow, miserable death. Shouldn't even participate. If I had a son, he would never do it. Because we ain't nothing but the slaves running the pigskin and getting all the injuries while the white taskmasters who own these organizations just take home the bag and get wealthy. What's so different about it? Slaves and masters, same thing. Ain't nothing changed. Okay, gotcha, sis. Take your time. I love you, Yaira. I promise I'm going to call you my love. All we got in the U.S. freedmen, and all we got is U.S. freedmen and our overdue reparations. Honey, and we can't afford to give in. We can't afford to give up. We can't afford to give out. You can take yourself a little vacation. You can maybe come on once a week. You can soothe yourself with massages, manicure, pedicure. Take care of yourself. But you can't leave this fight. We need all hands on deck because we are all we've got. And when you're feeling weary, think about the ancestors. Go back and watch footage of how they force-fed the ancestors, how they bred us worse than cattle, how they raped us, how they hung us. The men and the women alike, how they broke us, how they Willie lynched us. And get back, pick yourself up, dust off your feelings, dust it off, and get back in the fight. Because God chose you. The ancestors chose you. Okay? You wouldn't be here listening to my loudmouth on a Sunday if you weren't chosen. Okay, they flew some of them in. Hi, Simone. I don't know what that means. They flew some. Oh yeah. They're flying in the immigrants, the illegals. Yes. They did night flights. Either look at my archives or Google it. Joe Crow was secretly flooding the zone while we were sleeping, flying them in. As if folks weren't going to be up to catch that on camera. Miss me with it. Easy access. See you, fam. Recovering Pan-African. I love it. Don't y'all hate finding out that we were the only ones doing Pan-Africanism? The Africans absolutely were not. You, my dear freedmen, are still a resource. They just want to use you as the mule. They want to use you as the shoes. They fled their Holocaust to come and attach themselves to our Holocaust, our never-ending Holocaust, and they climb right up over our backs to become more wealthy than us in the country of our ancestors. So they get to double dip. They get to descend from the African slave trade. I'm coming. I see you, the request. They get to descend from slave trade and be wealthy on that front. Then they come over to the country our ancestors built, and they mark the box black, and they mark the box African American. And by the time freedmen show up for what they're long overdue in the form of scholarship and grants for education, all the seats have been taken by the descendants of the slave traders, no less. By the Caribbeans, no less, who got CARICOM. Hold on, let me see what my request is saying here. Come on up, Mark Carter. Welcome to the live, family. Go ahead, bless the mic. Mark Carter, you can bless the mic, my love.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
Hey, I'm glad we're finally having these even bigger conversations, and hope we move beyond just conversation into sending a strong message I'm just coming into the room. I hope I'm on track with what is being discussed, and that is, um, hey, if we don't put a stop to these goddamn immigrants, what happened in California is going to happen all over this country, and that is, our people are going to be sleeping under tents, out of their cars, and I'm not just talking about people who would be considered the homeless population, right? I'm talking about those who thought that they had arrived, that didn't understand that the Democratic Party has always worked to get rid of your ass. Even when you supported them 80, 90%, they've always had a goal to get rid of your ass. Because the Democratic Party was started by immigrants and has always been for immigrants. And the main focus behind, the main force, funded force behind the immigrant agenda is the Jewish population. APAC, to be exact, is the name of their organization. The American Israel Political Action Committee, or however you say it. You look it up, the APAC. This is the group, this is the lobbying organization that owns and controls and buys all politicians on the left and right. Who's ever for sale, APAC buys you. And so the ruling class of Democrats and Republicans are working together to not only get rid of black Americans, but all Americans. They're here to make you 4th, 5th, and 6th class citizens. Joe Biden told y'all ass before he went in office, he told those phony ass so-called civil rights leaders to get up under the Mexicans. And them dumb motherfuckers still told the people to go and vote for this goddamn Klan member. And so the Africans are up with it. They have 2 organizations, you all, in Chicago. And these are national organizations like the NAACP and the Urban League. And those 2 organizations are called the Africa International House and the African United Organization. Those 2 organizations are sitting down with Jews and Indians and Mexicans, and they all are working together to get rid of it. They had the meetings here in Chicago. This is where they have all the meetings to get rid of black people. This is where all the national leadership is looking the other way while you get fucked in. Don't trust none of these national organizations. They are working along with the agenda with the Democratic because they believe in integration. They believe in BIPOC. They believe in people of color. They believe in everything, but, and I mean every single one of them. They headquartered out of here. From the Nation of Islam to Operation Push to the Urban League. These are the biggest urban leagues in the NAACPs. They're here. The NARC is here. NCOBRA, not NARC. NCOBRA is here. The Hebrew Israelites are here. The Moorish Americans. All of these people are their headquarters is here. And they all meet to get rid of black people. I'm telling you all. If you don't believe it, go look up plans like Cities for Action. Those meetings were held in Chicago. Cities for Action. The Office of New Americans, the first office was in Chicago to get rid of your ass. And if you don't believe the shit's gonna happen to you, take a trip to Minneapolis, Minnesota, to New York, to Florida, to California, to parts of Texas. Your ass already been wiped out. And Stacey Abrams is gonna seal the deal for black folks down in Atlanta to give Georgia over to the Democratic Party. She's nothing but a Trojan horse for the Democratic Party to get it. Don't be fooled by her being no black woman. She works for the white racist ass liberals. She's controlled by the white racist ass liberals. She's a political whore for the white racist liberals, along with Jim Clyburn, along with Warnock, all of them. Now you all that think y'all on the woman's movie that they on some black shit, because they older black folks like Clyburn and all them. Go vote for that shit. And when your ass end up homeless, it's your damn fault. That's on you. Because you didn't listen. Started by immigrants and
Mr. Carter, we're losing your blessing. We're losing you. It's going in and out.
Democrats are working people. You're going to get wiped out. You're going to be homeless. You are going to be homeless if you don't listen.
You know what? Where is the firebomb? ETM, Umoya, you need to send me the firebomb. So when my co-hosts in Twitter space light the joint up, I could just firebomb. Drop the bomb, drop the bomb. This brother just took us to church. He told y'all Chicago is ground zero for American freedmen. That's where they're congregating. That's where they're executing on their plans to erase and replace us. And, you know, I'm doing everything in my power to get your eyes open by weaponizing these current events. I'm going to be leaning in. I'll try to come to you more often, but Sunday feels like a pretty cool time. I can't guarantee you what time I'm coming in because Lord knows there's a lot of other advocacy work that needs to be done. You see, I'm not just on ScrewTube. I'm in the streets, talking to people, shaping my own lane to, you know, get the numbers going out here, to get some action around some immediate relief for American freedmen. I'm not going to divulge everything here because I can't tell everything in these kinds of spaces. I don't need to let the left hand know what the right hand is doing all the time, family. But do know that when you don't see me, it doesn't mean I'm no longer hard at work. Okay? I'm even harder at work when I'm not on here. But this is the way I grow my Freedmen protest voter strategy to critical mass. And this is why I keep telling y'all, based on what Mr. Carter said, if you stay home and you're politically lazy, you're going to leave the fate of our lineage to immigrants that seek to replace us and Crayola white supremacists who hate us. And like Dr. Claude Anderson's been saying for 40 years, we can't fight every damn body, so we got to weaponize the only thing we've got left for maybe this election cycle and then in 24. After that, their plans will be complete. They will have not just neutralized us economically, they will have neutralized our vote. And once that happens, family, it's a wrap. And I'm coming to you. I see your request. I'm going to let Kimberly bless the mic and let you up in just a second. Let me finish this thought. Mr. Carter is absolutely correct. If you looked at any of my archives, I told you how nefarious Wells Fargo Bank was to me and American freedmen. They started inventing ways to get rid of us, especially once we amassed over 6 figures and when we became mothers. I lost a 24-year-old banker colleague to a stress-induced aneurysm when they told that baby, after moving her sales quotas, moving the bar several times, that she could no longer use company time to get her college courses taken. And another friend of mine died from sarcoidosis after she had her baby and got married. Because we're not supposed to be having our children and needing time off from work, off of the plantation to manage our children. It's very racist here in the state of California. I know it looks like sunshine and blue skies and we got the beach and I'm enjoying California, but please trust and believe. It's not different when it comes to the South and when it comes to having no social capital at these hiring tables. You can lose everything because they are slow to hire us and first to fire us, and they do not pay us the same salaries. I'm going to address an article next week. Yaira, if you're taking notes, if you could please take this one, to deal with the fact that corporations now have to disclose the salaries for every position down here, because there's been so much discrimination, especially when it comes to American freedmen. But as far as I'm concerned, they're going to weaponize having to disclose that information against freedmen by doubling down on how they already don't hire us as readily. Mr. Carter is absolutely right. This is not just affecting and impacting the lower skilled jobs. This is all the way up and through upper level management, family. We ain't got no social capital at these hiring tables. It is a modern day plantation when you do get the job. If you don't show up early and leave late and forego the vacations they give you, Wells Fargo gave us 5 weeks vacation. In the 6 years I was there, I can count on one vacation that I took. I was without my laptop like a noose around my neck. Every time I met my goals, they moved the bar. They would do things like alter my sales goals, give my top producing territory to a Hispanic who tripped them up on a disability claim. Then when I come back from maternity leave, put me in the hood where our people didn't even have the credit scores to qualify for the service and the products I was hired to market to them. And they would make my goals the same as a person who was assigned Beverly Hills, okay? They would allow them white folks and them immigrants to dig into my bigger volume book of business, to take my top producing clients right out from under me. You talk about post-traumatic slave syndrome, even in corporate with 3 Ks. That's the plight for far too many American freedmen. Let Kimberly bless the mic. I'm at 2 o'clock and I really got to fly. Hold on. Let me let you bless it for a couple seconds. And this will be the last request I take. And I have to pray us out, y'all. Hold on. Stephanie Jews, go ahead. Kimberly, go ahead, my love. Bless the mic.
Thank you, Sister Reparation. I appreciate your holler and your cry to get us Negroes from the 1965 down and upwards to come alive and go to work. And if anybody know me, I have been off this mic because I've been going to work, uncovering America from a legal perspective, actually ripping the skirt off of her. And the plan is already in effect and it will happen pretty soon. This is not the place for me to expose to you all, strategies that is beyond comprehension. I know it's a lot of wonderful minds in here, a lot of great intelligence, and everyone is in your lane doing their thing. I bless you all. I hope all y'all continue to be about this business, and all for you ones who are the new Black Americans who are not really about this fight, you leech off of us or you're taking something from us. I'm telling you right now, it's a turning point. It's not going to go down for you if you're on the wrong side of this. I'm just warning you ahead of time. So please, try to wake your soul up, try to get on board, try to understand it is wipeout time. Try to understand, people have been replaced for centuries of years. We are no different. They have already drained us for everything we possibly can contribute to this world. And now they can see that there's really no need for us. But I wanted to let you guys know that I will be talking to Sister Reparation on the back end of things for all those who had lagged on the community trust that I've named the Freedmen Freedom Bank, or community trust is already in effect. The demand for reparation and date will be announced pretty soon. I cannot tell y'all that right now. The demand to let over 1 million Black men out of prison, I cannot tell y'all that right now. It's all in the paperwork. Some sisters on here already seen the write-up. Some of them already know what's going on. But only thing I can say is, I'm tired of talking, and I don't like to talk. I'm an action person. And I've been on these Twitter spaces, and I tried to see if we can, be some movers and shakers. And some of us are, and some of us not. We're just not getting it. So I'm not about to keep talking. I'm about this business. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Sister Reparation, because it seems like she's hollering out for the right kind of help to get us where we need to be at. And I need to be a one-hitter quitter. I need the whole world to know that we're not playing with them no more. And I don't need a whole bunch of, people that is, question or on the wrong side of things. I ain't got time to be cherry picking through some new Black American folks. Those times and days for me is over. And if you cross hairs with me, I will give you the business. So I'm not the one. So I'm just setting my record straight. And but in the meantime, Sister Reparation, please, hit me up, and I'll run my materials to you so you can start, making the people aware that's not aware, so I can put power back in their hands and they can go ahead and go to work. Okay? Talk to y'all later. I'm out.
Oh, Miss Kimberly, you certainly blessed the mic, my love. I just sent you a follow. It's pending. Please, please, please accept me and let's talk offline. Yes, my love, you lit it up and you restored my faith in the system, because this is what I love. We're all using our gifts and talents, family. Everybody is using their gifts and talents. Mine is a big old mouth. I was born to talk. Kimberly is in the back with the trust piece. Everybody get in this fight and do what you do best on behalf of your line. This ain't a party thing, y'all. It's a Freedmen flourishing thing. Come on up here, Stephanie. Bless the mic, my love. Then I'm going to pray us out.
Good afternoon, young lady. I just want to say thank you for having the chat. Hello, everybody. I'm Stephanie Dews. I'm in New York City. And I just wanted to salute Mr. Mark Carter, because he's been singing nothing but to the choir. He sounded like an angel today. So thank you for that. I just wanted to let you know that you are 100% right. I've been speaking about AIPAC for many years. It stands for the American Israeli PAC Alliance Committee. And these people, they go around and they pay our politicians, our local leaders, and our activists a great ton of money to distract from the issues that's plaguing the Black community, and they've been doing it for years. They get federal funding from the U.S. government every single year, and it's in upwards of billions of dollars, and they have it sent back to Israel. And how you know that a lot of our politicians, if they are elected and they win their elections successfully, you hear them say all the time, we stand behind Israel or we support Israel. That's how you know that person was in line with AIPAC the whole time, and they paid for their they paid for their their campaigns and stuff like that. So they do a lot of that. There was a video back in 2020, and the video was based on AIPAC. They had held a secret meeting, and in that secret meeting, they were very upset by the George Floyd protests and how it became unglued and how things were being torn and broken. So their main concern was reaching out to the Black pastors and reaching out to the Black political activists and social activists to put money in their pocket to try to calm the Black community down. That's pretty much all I have to say. We have to stand firm and stand grounded, and we definitely must gatekeep, and we have to keep everything under our control and keep fighting. Thank you.
Whoa, Stephanie, I need you too, sis. Inbox me. I think we're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to come on the live and do that segment on AIPAC. You and Mr. Mark Carter are welcome. Listen, if you got something you want to explore on the reparationist perspective, you can hit me up in my Twitter DMs, or you can Gmail me at therepperspect@gmail.com. therepperspect@gmail.com. It's scrolling in the bar below. If Yaira is still in the space, it can help me and put that in there as a note. I'd be so grateful. Family, this has been a rich time together. I don't even want to let it go. It's getting so good. You guys as my co-host in Twitter space, my co-host in ScrewTube, Y'all know y'all always bringing the fire when you bless the mic. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And before I let you go, you know I must put a covering over you. It gives me peace of mind to know that I've done the right thing and covered us and our families and our families' families. I'm a highly spiritual woman. I'm a cussing spiritual woman oftentimes, but I understand who I am. And even greater than that, I understand who you really are. I understand. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God whatever the circumstances in our lives are, God is. God, family, you are the place of God. You are the place of God. You are the place of God. If someone has told you today, know this. But I love you all so much. And I love you all so sweet and strong. Yes, I do. And until we meet again, family, I'm believing for each and every one of us a ton of peace, love, and reparations, family. I love y'all.